Hi, I'm Shalise with Illuminerdi. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, good.
Very good, Shalise.
Good. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. I've been here for a while, and I know that you guys have probably been through a lot of interviews, so I really appreciate the time with you guys. So I'll jump right into it. Can you guys talk to me a little bit about the filming process and what may have been different on this particular series?
In season two?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think season two, because it was sort of, as Andrew said before, like it's been bookended by COVID. And so there was a bit of a change in protocol and stuff, and, who was allowed in where and what and all of that stuff. So that in itself was a bit of a challenge. But it was also a big honor and a privilege to be able to actually go back and shoot with those safety protocols in place and all of that. But then starting the show, starting season two in a very different place, literally, geographically for Imogen than where I ended season one. That was really fun. It was challenging because it's like kind of understanding a whole new set of rules in a whole new bit of the world. But then that's what Imogen's also doing. So it was fun to play how she kind of grapples with the changes that have happened to her.
And for you, Andrew?
Yeah, to follow on from Tamzin, the beauty of Carnival Row not being a kind of book or based on an old film or, what some usual fantasy TV shows are, the original ideas that come from the writer's room can really surprise us just as much as it surprises the audience. So, for instance, being chucked into a completely different world that we didn't even know existed in this season, that caught me by surprise. And then you're not only thinking, okay, how do I respond to that, but you have to immediately think, how does my character deal with that? And that's both a daunting but enjoyable challenge. And we were definitely tested this season of how do our characters fit in all these new worlds and these new characters.
Now, without giving away any spoilers, because we still have 2 weeks until release, was there any episode that changed your character arc or your path or direction for your particular character?
Yeah, I can't remember what episode it was because it's been a while since we filmed it, but there's definitely something that happens that I didn't see coming and very deeply changes Imogen's, I think the way that she sees herself, and definitely changes her future.
Yeah, like for me, plenty of episodes this season that surprised me and changed the way I would play things. But yeah, I think it's around episode 3. I think maybe.
Oh, really close in. Okay.
Yeah. That something happens, and then you're like, oh, hello, didn't know that was in this guy, Ezra.
Well, this is a world that obviously was created, right? It doesn't exist. So they were building everything, the whole set. I see that it's been a running theme in a lot of movies or shows where people are able to take home a prop or something to keep as their own memorabilia and for their collection. Is there anything that you guys took from set, whether it's any other season 1 or season 2, that you guys may have taken anything from?
I've only just found out about what Tamzin took, and I'm very, very, very jealous. Very jealous.
So as part of the props team, they as part of something for props, they got basically a black and white photograph of me and Andrew taken, like an original Victorian style photo, very posed, those really traditional old pictures. And that on the last day on set, that was on the mantelpiece, and I took it.
Jealous?
Yeah, a bit jealous, a bit jealous. Yeah, I wasn't in that day, so didn't get that photo. I was asking actually, because there was an amazing grandfather. Did they call them grandfather clocks? Like that, our father was he was a watchmaker, a clockmaker, and I was fighting for ages for that, but I think it got sold in a jumble sale. So yeah, I ended up with like a small one, which was a personal prop, just a small. I think you bought me actually, Tamzin, that I used to take on. Yeah,
I bought you that watch. Yeah.
So I used to take. Tamzin bought me a watch, and I still have that. So you can keep your photo. I've got the watch. It's
Well, it seems like there'll be many, many more seasons. The fans are loving it. It has an 88 audience rating on 88% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is great.
Wow.
That's the score that matters. What can fans expect from season 2 that may have differed from season 1?
I think if season 1 is a sort of a powder keg, season 2 lights a fuse.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would,
right.
yeah, that's very, very well put and short but sweet. I would say like you get to know the characters in season, they're introduced in season 1, but this is what season 2 is, where you really get to know like their dark secrets and their dark fears and their dreams maybe as well. So it's like that. It's like a real insight into who these characters are, like warts and all, basically.
Got it. And as for my final question, this is my favorite thing to ask everyone, because I do believe in speaking things into existence. So is there any actor, actress, director, producer, anybody that you would want to work with in the future in your career?
Ooh. I'd like to work with Andrew Gower in the future.
Definitely. Yeah. That's going to have to happen again.
Yeah.
Who else would you like to work with, Tam? Anybody else who jumps to mind? I haven't asked you that.
I mean, that's a really good question. I'd like to work with I'd really like to work with Emma Thompson, because she's such an amazing writer and an amazing actor. I just admire her so much. I'd love to work with her. And Jane Campion as well as a director. What an amazing director.
Yeah.
I also quite like the idea of working with method actors generally. I'm not a method actor, but I'd quite like to work with method actors, because I'd just be like, what the hell is going on? I'm here for the ride.
Osmosis. Yeah.
How about you, Andrew?
My first person that just sprung to mind is Armando Iannucci. Iannucci, basically, Alan Partridge, The Veep, loads of amazing shows. Him would be my go-to that springs to mind. Yeah, him.
Amazing.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I know you have other people to speak with, so I definitely appreciate it. I look forward to the fans receiving season 2 really well, and can't wait to see you guys what you guys do in the future for your career.
Pleasure to speak. Take care.